Boro pulled off a pleasing comeback on Saturday when they came from behind to draw 1 with Arsenal. And I think it was an entertaining match at the Riverside. The weather was a bit wintry, wasn't it? There was plenty of rain flying about. The conditions weren't ideal, but I think that perhaps suited Middlesbrough on the day. It didn't look good initially when they fell behind to a really soft goal when Adebayor was allowed the freedom of the Riverside to head in from close range. But when Middlesbrough could have easily gone under at that point, and we might have been looking at a repeat of the Chelsea match. And the fact that that didn't happen is really credit to the players. They stuck in, they made life difficult for Arsenal. It was fantastic to see people like Tony McMahon biting into tackles, making life difficult for a team who really like to play football and expect the opposition, it would seem, to just let them get on with it and admire them. Well, Middlesbrough didn't do that, and they battled back and got a terrific equaliser, all stemming from McMahon blocking an Arsenal clearance. The ball dropped to Tunjai. He sent in a wicked cross, which was glanced in beautifully by Tallentire, who seems to delight in scoring against his former club. And from that point onwards, it was pretty much even Stevens. I think Middlesbrough were worth the point, and in fact, but for referee Peter Walton failing to spot a blatant penalty, he should have had all 3 points. Clichy definitely clipped Johnson on the way through. The referee didn't give a penalty, and so it makes you wonder why, if that was the case, he didn't book Johnson for diving. As it happens, he didn't dive, and he quite clearly won a penalty for Middlesbrough, and that could have changed the face of the game. It wasn't to be. I thought Arsenal got slightly petulant as the game went on. They didn't like the way Middlesbrough were going about it, but Middlesbrough really battled hard for the manager and grafted and got themselves a worthwhile point. As it happens, that point hasn't been as useful as it perhaps could have been, with the league table really incredibly tight in the middle there. Just 2 points now between Boro and the bottom 3, and that's worrying given the sequence of games coming up, including Fulham away on Saturday, Everton home on Boxing Day, and then Manchester United away on the 29th. So a difficult period of games for Middlesbrough. It's crucial to now pick up quite a few points over the next few weeks. As I say, 2 points the gap, and really that is a genuine worry. And the fact that they've only taken 3 points out of 15 since the fantastic win at Aston Villa shows that Boro too often take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. But pleasing contributions nonetheless from the players in the team on the day, and not least the makeshift backline. As I mentioned before, Tony McMahon was terrific at right back, and he'll get his chance now because Hoyt's out for 4 weeks with a cartilage operation. Huth came back in the centre, and apart from the aberration of the opening goal, he came back into it well and was a big physical presence. Pogatet's, of course, played at left back, where he really started his career. He looked the business, and also in the middle there was Chris Riggett, who put in a good performance. So considering that team really was only put together on the morning of the match, it was a really commendable attitude, and let's see a bit more of that attitude in the coming weeks, and perhaps Boro can start pulling away from the bottom reaches.